Hello, I'm going to walk through how to use Google Classroom from the teacher side. Today we're going to look at adding classes, adding assignments, adding students. I'm going to show you some Google Doc options, and then I'm going to show you how to grade using it. So first, using your Mounds View ID, you can just log into your email, click up here, look at the options of Google stuff, and then there's Google Classroom. So Google Classroom, these are all classes that I have already set up. What I can do to start my own class is press this plus sign, and when you do that, you have the option to join a class, or you get the option to create a class. As a teacher, I'd want to create a class, and this class, let's just call it um, video class, and then you can say section, subject, however much detail you want in there. And then now you have a Google Classroom created. Now, if you want to select a theme, you could select a theme, put it up here. You could upload a photo. You can make this look slightly different, but the basic thing is the same, where you have a stream. Here's a list of your students, and this will just kind of tell you about the class. Well, now that we're here, we might want to add something to it. So here's the addition sign down here. We could create an announcement and said just like, welcome to our class. And then when you post it, everyone sees it. Now, we could use this as basic things like an announcement such as that, or another good way to use an announcement is to give people a website to go to. So you could create uh, an announcement that goes to a specific page. Uh, Say I wanted people to go to this web page of mine. I could just copy that and oops, uh, and paste it here. Now, instead of telling everybody in my class to type in a particular website, they can just go to their Google Classroom, click that, and then everybody's on the same page. Now, that's one way we can do announcements, but what I have used this mostly for is assignments. So I'm going to create assignment. We're going to say assignment number one, and maybe you might want to say something about it. You can put in a due date, or you can make a topic. And here you can upload different documents from Google Drive, from Word or anything, YouTube, and so on. And then you assign it. And now, once you create that assignment, it tells you how many people are done and how many people are not done within that assignment. Now, uh, when you click on it, uh, over here would populate all of the people assignment that as they're working on it or have finished. And on the left-hand side, it'll show the students' names. For example, let's look at my classes. Um, None of my class, oh, this is one that I'm a student in. Or no, if I click here, you can see the students are on the left-hand side, and this is the assignment that they have done on the right-hand side. You can see one person finished and two are not finished. All right, back to my video class. Now, to get students into your class, you can click on the Students tab, and this is the class code. For this one is PUWZKV. And when you start in Google Classroom, instead of creating a class, you join a class and you put in those letters, and all of a sudden they are in your class. There are methods of inviting students through email and whatever, but I found it's quite easy to just give kids this code. Uh, they've usually done it uh, for other classes, so they're quite familiar with it. Um, now, when you're grading, uh, let's look at this grading real quick. The grading is nice and easy. because if when I want to look at this, I can just click on this person's, go through it, and then off to the side, I put a grade. Up here it says it's out of 100 points. We could change that if we wanted to. We could make it out of 30 points. Uh, and then we could say that she got 27. So it says she got 27 out of 30. Uh, and you can even grade people who aren't done, but you know, depending on whether you think that's appropriate or not. And once you have this, then you have a record of all the scores. Of course, this doesn't put it back into Synergy, but it's a good way to keep track of everything. This way, I like this for my CIS and my AP Stats, so we don't have to collect all of the papers. It's just a nice, easy form for doing so. All right, now the last thing is to look at Google Docs options. Now, if you start up a assignment and you upload a Google Doc, if you upload a Google Doc, you can click on Google, and I have this class evaluation. Now, there's different ways that students can view it. So you can have it where students just view the file. They can't edit, they can't do anything. You can have uh, something where it says students can edit the file. This, every student is editing the same Google Doc. But what I think is really neat is there's this option for make a copy for each student. So when you do that, uh, now each student is going to have their own class evaluation, and then they can all fill it out and submit it, and then you can give people one document to fill out, and everybody does it. And here is an example. So for my CIS, I am going to give out a PDF of the first assignment that looks like this. And I made a Google Doc with those same questions. So when everybody opens it up, they have this Google Doc, and each person can type in their answers and then submit it. And it's not like they're all writing on the same document. Each person gets their own document. So I think that's quite neat. All right, now one last minute thing about grading is, say we have all of our documents, or we have all of our scores, and we want it in a CSV file, which is like an Excel spreadsheet. You can download these grades, these current ones, as a CSV, or you could copy all your grades for all of your students into Google Sheets or a CSV. So that's nice when you're exporting it and bringing it to something else. All right, hopefully I've answered, or I've given you a good enough intro to start up Google Classroom.